welcome to Swishy K. Today I am continuing Historia. We just finished off earlier where we were talking with Natalia at breakfast, where she's going on a school trip. Previous night, our lovely friend, quote unquote Michelle, burned down a house and killed a bunch of people. And we haven't figured out this serpent monster issue, so let's go ahead and let's finish this chapter today, alright? That's the goal. So, the school seems somewhat peaceful with Natalia's grading machine. It shouldn't take this much impact, but the school isn't too large, and groups tend to stick to their areas on the quadricle. There are noticeable gaps where there should be students talking and playing. The silence isn't helping to dull the roaring cacophony in my mind, though. I should have stopped Michelle. I could have, had I tried, or tried to rescue the people that were inside. But I was too busy getting out of there to do anything about it. I know what she was aiming for, but now there are more deaths due to the serpent. We're supposed to save people, not kill them. Somewhere out there, someone who is going through the same pain that I did when Max was eaten. That hopeless, longing feeling that gnaws away at your stomach, churning in the ways that you thought were impossible. The sense that you are never going to be able to feel happy again. That the memories of that person will fade. That you forget their face, their voice, their everything. After the last person left forgets you, did you ever exist in the first place? It's a hard thought to process, but until that creature is gone from this town, this will continue. This means may or may not be justified in the end, but we've already come this far. To give up now would make every death pointless. That's why I'm here, sitting in this subdued schoolyard pretending that everything is fine. I need to avoid raising any suspicion until the serpent is dead or gone. After that, I'll wear my punishment. Of course, I'd prefer not to go to jail, but some things are more important than your own comfort. Who knows? How many people have uh, of people that the serpent has raised from history? If I can at least remember Max, then I should be able to remember the others. And that, my friend, is a sign that something is different. Oh wait, I have to click past it. Alright. If I can't remember Eam and Max, then the others can freaking rot in hell. I think this here is showing that um potentially that we are losing our connection with Max. Our initial, like, before it was really strong, clear. We knew who Max was. I think as time progresses, the serpent is taking a stronger hold on our mind in terms of this reality warping, and it's a struggle bus. It's becoming harder. It's slowly winning the battle. I might not know who they are, but if I can remember Max for as long as I live, then I feel I'm remembering them all, at least in part. I take a deep breath to calm my nerves. There's not much that I can do here at school. I decide to head to the library. Maybe I can look into the legend of the Rainbow Serpent. Maybe I can find a clue there, something that will help us fight it for real. Michelle seems to be at least on the right path. The fire did get some kind of reaction from the beast. Maybe we need to contain it somehow, trap it so that we can burn it hard. I traipse up to the library, my soul heavy, but with my head still in control. Gotta keep it cool and make it look like nothing is going on here. I just see this picture of him, just a sweaty kid walking up all nervous, and I just can't help but think about all the times when people say, relax, act normal. You tend to act less normal when you're more subconscious about it. You know, certain serial killers and stuff, they're able to get away with what they do because they don't have that guiltiness or that whole act normal thing. They just are normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that they're normal, but they behave normally around people because they can do that. It's a switch for them. And that's why it's hard to get them caught. Well, people like Max, not Max, what's her name? Doug? Her name's Doug. Max is dead. Doug over here, he's like, oh man, I gotta keep cool. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm sorry, that's just what's coming to mind. There's still a chance that no one saw us at the house that burned down, and that they'll never find us. After all, the people that died there didn't exist until last night. This is alright. I'm sorry for keep interrupting. The goal is to get through this, but it has things. I'm going through this, might as well tell you my points. I find it interesting here is that they didn't exist until they died last night. I wonder if that's also a play on the serpent thing to begin with, because like Max here, his death is significant because he knows him, right? But those people, until that moment of where they died in that horrific accident, or quote unquote accident, um, no one mattered about them. No one knew their name. Now everyone knows their name and stuff, and like, oh man, that's horrible. They didn't know him beforehand, which is, I don't know. It's a good question to bring up because if they don't know who you are, did you really live and exist or live in the first place? That whole conundrum thing. And I think that's what this whole concept is tackling. Anyways, let's continue. There's nothing that connects Michelle and I to that crime. Schools, libraries, even more sedate than this art. I guess not many people use physical books anymore. This kid using one of the computers in the corner, but apart from that, it's a ghost town. I tried Googling the serpent before, but there wasn't much online. I was gonna say, we'd already tried looking up the serpent. Why are we doing it again? But we're gonna hit the books themselves. Maybe something's hidden, like a um, dark secret. I don't know, crypt book or occult book. For this, I think I really need to hit the books. The aboriginal Aboriginal history section in the library is laughably small, but then again, it's more detailed than the Wikipedia articles. I pulled out a book about dream time and started flicking through the pages. Dot paintings from ancient caves stare back at me as the dry text goes over the tales that I recall from my history classes. The rainbow serpent was one of the dreamtime creatures that carved rivers into the landscape of Australia. Every tribe has their own dreamtime stories, and yet the rainbow serpent seems to show up in all of them. The story changes depending on the part of the country. Around here, it decides to hide itself and become an island somewhere off the shore, never to be heard of again. Unfortunately, none of this is going to help me. None of the stories seem to have any information about fighting the beast. Maybe I need to speak to William. I consider skipping out from school, but it will have to wait. I need to avoid drawing attention to myself. Today, tomorrow, every day, until I'm either arrested or until the serpent is neutralized. Until then, Douglas Lovett, report to the principal's office. The PA message shakes me to the core. I feel my heart start to race and sweat up all well up in my pores. I thought I was ready to accept my punishment, but I'm not. My throat closes and I find myself gasping for breath. I know that I need to calm down, but I cannot manage to get a hold of myself. Visions of whoops. Visions of being dragged away in a cop car flash before me. My mother in tears, my father's disappointed face. The life that I never knew. My brain screams at me to run, but my body instinctively follows the instructions from the disembodied voice. I stand up and walk, haltingly towards the principal's office. I rap lightly on the door, and the principal's ashamed face beckons me into her office. Douglas, I don't see the police, and something on about her face, her expression. My nerves might be getting the better of me, but something is wrong. Instincts are screaming at me in a confusing chorus. I don't know if I should run or sit. Please sit down. I have some bad news. The penny drops. Isn't about me, but that means I sit down. There's been an accident at the dam. Words are drawn out, more beating out, deafening in my ears. Yeah, is she okay? Your parents will pick you up from here and take you to the hospital. My body's trembling. I feel weak. Nat, is my sister okay? I didn't realize it, but I'm screaming. The principal doesn't answer, but her face tells me the answer. She'll be alright, right? Right? I'm sorry, but your parents will be here soon. They should be the ones to tell you. The scent of disinfectant. The bustle of people shuffling around the waiting room. The damned, insistent beeping. Why isn't anyone talking to us? I'm still shaking. Dad picked me up from school in a taxi. He was as white as a ghost, silent the whole time. I don't think I could speak, even if he had tried. Mom was already at the hospital when the accident occurred, but since she was a relative, they wouldn't let her in. An, order- an orderly showed us to a waiting room. I could tell from their faces that it wasn't good news. Slowly, we began to piece together some of the story. The year 9 class has gone to the dam before their field trip. I was start It was a standard thing at our school. You learn about hydropower and the water cycle, but somehow Natalia has gone over a barrier and fallen. She was airlifted out by a helicopter, and we were all dragged here in a rush. Alright, I have a hot take before it says anything. I feel that our lovely girlfriend, Michelle, did this. Oh, she's psycho enough. Let's be real. Like, there's no question of would she have the guts to do it. She already killed 2 people before. Um, but this entire time she didn't like Natalia per se and was saying how she was between them and stuff. I feel like in retaliation to make that she would actively kill her in retaliation of Doug to make him follow her, like a manipulation tactic because of his refusal. Now, I really hope Natalia makes it through this. Gosh darn, I just been through a rough story already, dude. Don't put me through another one. But it's been an hour now. We haven't heard a thing. Mom is furious. Every 5 minutes she storms up to the nurse's station demanding answers. To her credit, gosh darn it. To her credit, her colleagues don't buckle. To their credit, frustrated, she gives up and returns to the plastic waiting room chair. I've gnawed my nails down as far as I can go. Blood leaks around their ragged edges. Dad hasn't moved since he sat down. He's literally petrified of her coming next. I can't believe what has happened. Even though at this point we all know in our hearts what the result will be. Part of me expects the surgeon and tattered scrubs to come bursting through the door at any moment, beaming at us, telling us that we can see her now. And that Nat will be lying on the hospital bed, bruised and sporting a drip, but smiling faintly back at us. I want that so bad, but my heart is filled with doubt. Every time the door swings open, my head snaps around like a meerkat, desperate for some news. And yet, when the news comes, I didn't even hear the operating theater's door open. Oh shit. He hasn't said a word, but his stance, his face, his eyes. His eyes tell me everything I need to know. Mom collapses on the spot before he can even open his mouth. Dad doesn't react. He's a statue, incapable of thought. I'm... Uh, I'm... I'm sorry. My knees were weak. Even sitting down, I could feel that my joints won't support me. I stay put. Mom begins to wail. The duty nurses rush to her, but Mom pushes her away. She stumbles away, her crying fading only barely as she disappears from my sight. We tried everything, but it was too late. Dad stands, shakes the surgeon's hand, and walked out of the waiting room without once opening his mouth. I have to say, for a parent, like for these characters, um, most times when people they will instantly go down the surgeon's throat saying they didn't do good enough and stuff. And I'll say for the author of this piece to have the parents react in this way in a more respectful manner to the surgeon. So really, really nice touch, I have to say. Um, yeah, this just bites. My mind is racing, trying to think of a way out of this. It can't be this. We were talking at breakfast. She seemed just as happy as ever. She, she's dead? The surgeon nods grimly. I'm afraid that the fall was unsurvivable. I shouldn't have asked. If he didn't confirm it, then maybe I didn't have to know. But like the cat, I've opened the box. Until I asked, there was a slim chance that she was alive. By asking the question, I feel like I sealed her fate. My mind goes blank. I can't think. It's like my brain has stalled permanently. And one by one, images start to come into my mind. Watching her graduate from high school, catching up at New Year's because we're going to different universities, Nat at her wedding day, me looking at her kids for an afternoon. My stomach turns at the wasted play, things we won't be able to do together. Before I know it, my mouth is moving. How did it happen? The surgeon sits on the seat next to me, putting his arm around me. We're not sure why, but she crossed the barrier. She fell down the face of the dam. Chills run down my spine. All I can imagine is how afraid she would have been as she tumbled through the air. The pain of impact with the dam wall on the way down. How lonely she must have been. lying in a crumbled heap at the bottom of the concrete structure. I let out an involuntary gasp as I replayed the ordeal again and again in my head. She would have lost consciousness right away. There would have been no pain. I know he's trying to comfort me. As an emergency surgeon, he must have had to break the news to other family members in the past. It could be true, or maybe he was lying. Either way, his words provide a small blanket of comfort. Here, take this. He hands me a handkerchief. I didn't realize it, but tears have been pouring down my face. Thanks. I dab away the tears, my body running in autopilot. Let me get someone to call a cab for your family. It's best that you all go home quickly and stick together. The hospital's counselor will be in touch with your mother. If you have any questions, you can let them know. Thanks. The surgeon pats me on the back reassuringly, but I barely register the gesture. Images of Natalia tumbling around like a rag doll over the edge of the dam replay constantly in my mind. I shudder as I feel the impact as if it was my own body. And I can't get her face out of my mind, her smile, her laugh. All gone, and for what? Just what was the purpose of her life? To be squandered like this? Max, if you're out there, I could really use a friend right now. You rang? Max, clear as day, is sitting beside me in the waiting room. You look bummed. What happened? Natalia, she's dead. Like you. Ouch, that sucks. You alright, bro? Alright, my best friend and sister are dead. How the fuck am I supposed to be alright? Whoa, okay, dude. Chill, I was just trying to lighten the mood. Sorry, kinda stressed right now. Sorry if they're shuffling. I'm trying to situate. So it's interesting. Matt usually isn't, though, in this um characteristic. He's usually not his killed state. He's usually the other state we just saw. I can imagine. How are your parents? They're both broken in their own ways. I don't think I can handle this. And you? Just can't stop thinking about how scared she must have been. Lonely and scared. If they brought her there, there must have been some sign of life, and none of us were here for her. She died without any of us being able to do anything for her. Damn, that's dark. You don't seem okay at all. I don't know where I am right now. Well, I know one thing, and that's that you need to get out of here. Also, just give off bad vibes. Your mom looks like she needs some help. I pulled myself out of my own head long enough to look at my mother, who is still sobbing on the floor. Her colleagues are giving her some distance, watching with respect and remorseful faces. Somehow I managed to drag myself to my feet and walk over to her. Mom, I'm sorry. She doesn't say anything, but clutches my legs. I can feel her body shift as she tries to calm herself down with deep breaths. She stands up, using my body to steady hers. I can only imagine what she's thinking. After working in the emergency ward for more than 2 decades, she must have seen her fair share of trauma. But now it's personal. Her only daughter has been taken away. Let's go home. She nods at me, and I wrap my arms around her waist. We support each other towards the door and the taxi waiting beyond. How many times I gotta tell you, it's not your fault. Not for me, not for Natalia. There was nothing you could do. I know he's trying to make me feel better. I'm simply not in the mood. We're gonna have to go back after this conversation. I only want to lie on my bed until sleep finally hit next to me. Dad vanished almost as soon as we got home. I have no idea where he went. Mom opened herself a bottle of wine, drinking it alone on the kitchen table with her tears. I can't bear to talk to either of them. I don't know what to even say. I know I should say something. The words are knotted in my throat. I don't think that I could speak without breaking into tears. None of us had the courage to go into Natalia's room yet. Ooh, gosh, it simply doesn't feel right. Every scuffle in the kitchen makes me think that she comes home. It's just a bad dream. It's not a dream, is it? As real as it gets, my friend. I know, but it shouldn't be like this. And what should it be like? I don't know. You and Natalia should both be here. Just everything the way it was. Maybe flirting with her or something. Max leans back in my desk chair, his hands clasped around the back of his head. It pisses me off that he'd be so relaxed about this. course I'm relieved. There's nothing that can hurt me now. Unless you got a lobotomy. Please don't get a lobotomy. I twist away from the figure, trying to hide Max's visage from my sight. But he is there, next to me in my bed. This is really weird, because he hasn't come up like this before. I think Doug is actually losing it. It makes it like he remembers him, but I don't think this is actually Max. I think this is either the Rainbow Serpent direct effect or Doug is starting to create like schizophrenia like that. Maybe it could be like that in a way. Dude, you can get rid of me. I mean, you can't get rid of me. I'm here now. Talk to me, okay? Fine. What do you want? I want to know. I want you to know it's not your fault. That there's nothing that you could have done. That there's nothing that you can do. The pain will subside when you learn to let go. I close my eyes and try to ignore the phantom. I don't want the pain to subside. I don't want to forget. I want to give up. Yeah, this makes me more think that it's the serpent because he wants us to forgive. Well, not well, forgive, but forget. The whole forget part makes me think it has something to do with the serpent. Or perhaps the serpent has another meaning entirely because they were talking about the whole, did you even exist if no one knew your name and stuff? And I think it's going off of that per se, and also mild depression issues and stuff, and other life things going through. You just see Doug falling apart. I jump with a start. There was a real noise, not a clinking of bronze glass or a phantasm in my head. Alright, hold on. We gotta go back though. We have to go back because, yeah, look at this conversation. Juicy. Juicy as all get out. Okay. Max. Oh gosh, what is this? Okay, what's the purpose of life? Max, you slimy fuck, show yourself. Let's see. Guainor? Guainor? I can't even make sense. Clear as, and he doesn't even say Max is because Max, which is more proof that Max is fading out, I think. Like, Doug is slowly losing him. Think of your parents. And then this is actual Max here screaming, get out, get out, get out, get out. Which I think is him trying to tell his friend to get out of this thinking mindset. Or perhaps this is the serpent mentally taking over and he's trying to tell him to, avoid it, per se. Let's see. It's all your fault. You killed Nat. You let me die. You should have done something. I know he's trying to make it feel better. Gosh, dude. Alright, let's continue. That's right, it's only a dream. A bitter dream that will fade with time. That's because it's not. You're just waking up. Once you're awake, we will fade away. We are never here. Just everything the way it was. Max here, they started merging names. Doug and Max, like Judo Max. Interesting. You need a lobotomy. I want you to know that you don't carry the blame for everything. We are simple figments of your imagination. We will slowly fade away. The pain will be gone once you let us go. Mm. I want the pain to subside. I want to forget. I want to give up. Interesting, dude. No. This is very much just, it's him crumbling apart in that. But I wonder if, I don't know, maybe this is perhaps, some of it is in Doug's head? I don't know. It's very mixed. I'm not sure what to think, but I do find this interesting how they're merging names. Like they're becoming one being, which is, I think, just more showing of Doug is forgetting who Max is. And the current Max is just Doug, because if Doug is gone, Max is gone, kind of thing. My eyes snap open and focus on my room's tiny windows. Let me in. I don't want to see her right now. Least of Michelle. I don't want to see anyone right now. My bad. I contemplate locking the window and ignoring her. But maybe the company would do me some good. Look around the room. Max is nowhere to be seen. Reluctantly, throw the catch on the window. Michelle lets herself in. Thanks, it's cold out there. Sure. My voice is barely above a whisper. Michelle takes a moment to start a conversation. I wonder if maybe she came here looking for some consolation as well. She always spoke highly of that. She obviously knows at least about the accident. Probably because she caused it. So, what are our plans for tonight? Figured we'd better discuss beforehand. But no, she only has eyes for the serpent. I should have known that much. She really is mad, isn't she? Not in the mood. Mood? Mood has nothing to do with this. You have a monster to kill. You and we're supposed to be a team. Inseparable. We're supposed to kill that thing together, right? I just can't tonight. Can't stop thinking about everything that's happened. And whose fault is that? Mine? No, it's the serpent. The serpent did all this. I need to kill that motherfucker right now. But I need your help to do that. You can't kill it. We can't kill it. Pointless. We should just let it eat us and be done with it. Shell's backhand burned across my cheek. Do you even hear yourself? You're not the kind of person, Doug. You don't give up. I know it. What the fuck do you know about me? I know that you want to see this fucker dead. You don't know about I know losses? I never let that stop me. I'm sure it sucks about Nat, but now it's just you and me against this thing. That hasn't changed. We need to make it pay for what it's done. You and I, together. She changes her tone and looked at me sheepishly. This isn't about the serpent anymore. Don't you want that? What'd you say? Michelle slipped down on the bed, leaning backward, drawing me towards her. Confused, I feel myself following her out of instinct. Part of me yearns to be held right now, for some human contact to remind me that I'm still alive. Just you and me together. Before I knew she was kissing me, my body relinquishes. I kiss her back, and the feeling of touch jerks me back to reality. The audacity of someone to kill someone's sibling and to be in bed with them the night after is, not even the night after, the night of is just a little, special. My consciousness starts to rearrange itself as the cold realization courses across my feet. I don't want to think about Natalia anymore. I mean, I want to remember her, but I need a distraction. I can't shake the image of her tumbling down that dam, no matter how hard I try. I don't feel like drinking, but a certain rage begins to boil in my belly. That lizard took Max from me, and probably Natalia as well. I need to make it pay. Natalia lets go of me. Face flushed, gaze slightly muddled. We need to kill this thing. The sooner the better. She's right, you know. Max appears in the corner of my vision. I try to focus on him, but I can't change the past. Set in stone, once something happens, it happens. You can get revenge, kill that serpent, revenge me. Sigh and resignation. I think that Max is gone forever. And you notice how now, after the whole merging incident, the names, Max isn't even on the list anymore. Right here, like his dialogue's not there. And I think it's just he's fading out. Like it's fully like. At first he was gripping, getting strong, but now it's just gone. And what he said is true. That there's no reversing. He's just. I'm trapped, and there's no way backwards. No back inside. I've walked on this course of action. If I give up now, all those who have died in vain. Killing the serpent won't bring that back, or Max. I know that, but at least it will prevent anyone else from having the same torment. But for now I need an ally, even if she isn't ours. My mind is made up. There will be time for grief later, and now it's the time of action. Let's kill this motherfucker tonight. Shell smiles triumphantly and pulls me closer again. The town below has never looked so uninviting. Michelle is sitting silently on the car's hood, her equipment weighing heavy in the car's boot. Every now and then, a tear starts to roll from my eye. I pretend that I have allergies as to not tip off Michelle. Last thing I want is her sympathy, or pity. That's of course under the assumption that she's even capable of such feelings, which I doubt. It's become painfully clear that Michelle completely stuck. She won't move unless the serpent is dead. That suits me fine right now. There's nothing else I want or need. We're going to find this monster and stop it. Somehow, we'll stop it. There! Michelle's shrill voice pierces the blanket of silence. Follow her outstretched finger and see the serpent's oar streaming out of a nearby house. My only reply is to fire up the engine and speed towards the light as Michelle leaps into the passenger seat. I've thrown caution to the wind. If we get pulled over, then the flamethrowers to give us enough to implicit us both. If we crash, and I'm going to get sit here until I burn. It'll be a fitting end to this summer. You're so hard on yourself. More the Phantom. Me and Michelle can't fall into this. After all, this is a monster that leaves people mystery. What kind of chance do you stand against something like that? One wrong move, gulp, everything you know, and gone along. You're gone forever. Like you never existed. Swing the car to the side and Michelle leans into her seat. Max, however, stays put, his head between the driver and passenger seats, stepping. I get it. I was only trying to help. The Phantom disappears. Once again, there's only two of us in this car. We round the last corner in a small residential street and are greeted by the flashy cornucopia of colors in the house around us. And let's check again. Legit, almost all that dialogue with Max is on. The only thing he said is, like you never existed. When he said, like, ended it all. Let's get this son of a bitch. Got it, partner. He leaps from the car and straps on the flamethrower, a large strapped behind. Take that with you. What is it? Bring it. Struggling, I lift the sack from my car. I'm surprised she's even able to carry it. Incredibly heavily, it smells of fuel. No, there's no way I'm getting to carry this to the house. I leave the package on the curb and face after Michelle, who's already inside the serpent's bubble. The orange flash from the flamethrower partially drown out the softer blues and greens from the serpent. I rush inside to find Michelle, even more unhinged than before. Did you bring the bomb? Bomb? Bomb for the car! Insane? You've done enough damage? Killed two people already with this flamethrower. This? That's weird to me. I'll talk about this later after this. Are you kidding me? I didn't even know you were this mean. Well, yeah, anywhere to let your conscience stop against it most times. You either give it your all and act or nothing changes. There's no room for hesitation about it. The words make sense, but I still can't take a risk that big. There's no point in killing that monster being destroyed with the city more ruined. But to Michelle, it doesn't matter. For her, only the monster exists. Everything else is simply me and her grand shake my head. That's why I saved you from the serpent the first time. A stealth fighter. I thought that was you. Good to see him. Michelle lets out a flash from a weapon. The serpent retreats through a wall. Leave me alone with her. I would have realized that time to dampen his head. No, what is she saying? It's Nat who nursed me after Max died. I remember that. I remember her worried face above my head. My throat tightens again and I realize I can no longer ask her about it. On the other hand, I don't even feel the need to. It's sure that Michelle is lying. She's trying to win me up with lies. That's a lie. It was Nat who saved me that night. I remember that. It won't fool me. It came out like a hiss and Michelle opened her mouth shut. Say what? You only wanted to use me, didn't you? You're incapable of feeling anything except the hate for that stupid monster. That's all you are. What else did you lie about? Story about your uncle and aunt who lonesome patrols every night since then. That a lie as well? I never lied to you, dumbass. The fact that he did that he helped you with your writing. The frenzy just a moment ago. Michelle freezes up those words. It was true. You did lie to me. You told me that. You told me what I wanted to hear. So pull me closer and then use me. His hair, what color was it? Nuts? No, it's time for a quiz. So hard, just one word. You remember, don't you? Spit it out. I already know it's true. He has no idea who Max even was. Her nervousness shows how obvious and painful it was. As much as I hate to admit it, realizing that my only ally has become a traitor is excruciating. Fine, black, it was black. I chuckled, but mostly out of pity for myself. I let her to see me so. I need someone to talk to that desperately. Maybe I really am one. It wasn't black, and that was right. You're a liar and a psychopath. I felt bad for you and your tragic past. felt connected because we remembered my friends. Those were just illusions. They'd use me more. I really should have listened to that. I'm such an idiot. Fine, I lied about Max, but I just wanted you to feel better. There's nothing wrong with my intention. I never killed innocent people in our sleep, Michelle. You're no different than that monster. Did she tell you that? She put those words in your head, didn't she? Heh, good riddance then. What'd you say? You heard me, Natalia. She's constantly getting between us. That influenced my arm. We have one job. Anything else is a distraction. My body reacts when my mind is tapped up, but I grab Michelle's thin arm, shaking her. What have you done to her? She doesn't even flinch, only stares at me with lowering eyes. I don't know what you're so attracted to your sister. It's a war. Everyone loses someone. Get over it. The only thing she did was divert you from our goal. Maybe now that she's gone, you'll finally realize what's important. Open your eyes, Doug. My eyes. Not being distracted. Give me a break. You're just crazy. You stayed time and time again without her eyes. Michelle frees herself from my weak grip. I don't know what's thinking. Before I can react, the serpent's head bursts through the wall, charging at the girl. She reacts immediately, turns to intercept the monster. A gouge of flame erupts from her weapon, and the serpent dodges upward, burrowing into the ceiling. Its liquid body courses like a gleaming pipe between wall and ceiling, and Michelle cooling it in flames as it passes. The sound of boiling water sizzles the closed base. The serpent seems to take no damage. She thinks she's doing something to harm the thing because the serpent's reacting. But that just confirms they're doing nothing to this immortal creature, theoretically. Like, it is actively all in pain. I think that is telling us that. Steam fills the room, reflecting on the fire's fierce glow. The serpent disappears from the hall and Michelle faces backward. Turbulent emotions strain from my head. Was the accident at the dam really an accident? With Michelle? Of course she was. Even bad eyelids when she found out I killed those people in her house. Who am I kidding? She practically admitted doing it herself. I can't let this go on. I'm like, you need a friend about now. Max's phantom appears amongst the flames. I don't have time for your shit now. Gosh, she's not going to surrender you now. Go away. I'm staying. What do you really want to do? I want to kill her. Grab my hands around her throat. He's the life of her. Why don't you? No one would notice. You left her there. She'd burn with the house. Be out off the hook for arson. She'd be dead. Different would it make? You can't do it, can you? You can't bring yourself to kill someone no matter how much you hate them. I want to fight with Max and prove him wrong, but he's right. There's so much death. I don't think I want to see another body. Let alone one born out of my hand. I knew it. But you know, there might be another way. Max's visage flickers and dissolves into a flame, which begins to rage in their intensity. Michelle charges back into the hall, her weapon belching orange flame. Make yourself useful and bring me that bomb. Fuck you. What's wrong to trust you? I should have never trusted anyone. Stirring head slowly appears behind the rich girl. She dodges the attack and returns to fire with her flamethrower. Serpent's red eyes begin to glow. Rows of teeth quiver in anticipation. My mind races. The serpent devours Michelle, but she'll be making mystery. Ooh, gone forever. Present, future, and past. Everything that she's ever done will be rewritten. I've never met her. Never start chasing this monster. No flamethrowers, no innocent victims, no accident at the dam. But it's okay. Save Natalia. I'll be fine like this. Revenge never solves anything. My mind is made up and my body begins to act. I rush forward, tackle Michelle forward to save the serpent. As I connect, I can see her eyes widen in shock. The serpent reacted to me, throwing itself around Michelle's slender body, trapping her in a coil of pulsating phantom energy. Its head cranes up over her, swaying gently as it positions itself for a strike. Michelle struggles and can't trace herself from the serpent's rage. What are you doing? You killed my sister. Murdered those people in the house. I'd rather die myself than help you destroy this one. You fool, the snake will kill us all. Maybe, but at least it'll get rid of you. Fuck you all. My God, I'm gonna go crazy. feet to the ground, and noticed the change in the pitch of the serpent's gurgling as it draws down until its eyes were eye to eye with Michelle. Its red eyes met Michelle's fiercely bloodshot eyes, and for a moment, it's like they're communicating. Very different interaction than with with Matt, because Matt, he just like, woo, he just insta. This one's weird, and it makes me wonder if the serpent's getting her to do his bidding, because he's not actually damaging the serpent apparently, or at least nowhere near enough. And her, like, she is just getting rid of people with the serpent, causing Historia, that's not the word. Mask is hysteria. Michelle's fury reaches a peak, and she manages to free an arm from the serpent's body, slapping forward and connecting with one of its eyes. The snake recoils and launches itself to the ceiling, releasing Michelle from its grasp. I can already feel the reality bubble starting to collapse around me. Inexplicably, Michelle is still alive, and furious. She reaches for the flamethrower and targets the trigger, but the device only lets out a faint hiss. It's destroyed by the serpent's crushing grip. Michelle throws the useless device on the ground and screams, You traitor! Oh, you pay for this! You all pay! Michelle storms past me, shoving me against the wall as she does. I won't stop her. I want to stop her, but I can't. My knees are weak and my throat's tight. My entire energy reserve has been sapped from me. Instead of chasing her, I fell to my knees. Tears I've been suppressing since Max's demise flow freely to my eyes. Here on some stranger's floor, I find myself unable to move, sobbing like a baby. I've lost. We've lost. We never had a chance to defeat this monster, and now it's taken everything from me. I just want to lie here until it comes to consume me and remove me from this wretched life. Come on, you fucker. What are you waiting for? I know you want me gone, so come finish me off. But I know that I'm not that lucky. If it didn't want Michelle, then it wouldn't want me either. We're both cursed. Somehow we're not part of the serpent's grand plan. After who knows how long, I managed to crawl outside the house and back to my father's car. Michelle remains. Equipment is gone, but the car remains. Defeat washes over me. I sit in the driver's seat, afraid to turn the key. I don't know how I can face my parents, let alone myself. Maybe I'd really be better off dead. Alright, and with that, we are going to, before we continue with anything, there are some moments in there that we need to go back in time and check it out for ourselves. I can't let this, okay, hold on. Max, it's like, you notice how all the conversation again is gone, and it's like, I can't let this go on. And what should I do? And you see this? How earlier it was showing Max said it, but here Doug is the one saying it here. Because Max like, you could do it, no one would notice. And stuff like that. I mean, Max said, here, oh, give me a home on the range. Home on the range. That's about it. But everything else, it was all Doug. Because we're saying, like, no one will notice if I choke the life out of a pathetic body. Be off the hook for everything. I just want to see if something at the end's different. Yeah, so, it really is a matter of, it was a matter of, gosh. Yeah, Max is gone. Max is merging with Doug. Like, Doug is, like, any figment of Max is one with him. And he's losing that little grip he had on him, which is really sad. But also, what I was going to say earlier during the fight, I found it really a little off-putting. Like, I know they're in a very extreme situation, and things aren't going to be smooth. But I found it really awkward, that sudden shift of, like, they were saying they were love invested. Like, at first he hated her, and then he was like love invested with her, and they were kissing. And then like a couple minutes later, now he's saying he absolutely hates her guts and stuff. I mean, perhaps you could chalk this up to like the serpent's control was stronger over him, or influence at least when they were there, so therefore they had struggle holding their own emotions and stuff and controlling it. it was still just a little off-putting, and maybe could have been, I don't know, been written in a little less off-putting way, but I can give it some benefit of the doubt and say that it could have been the serpent's influence or something like that, as I said. Overall, well, it's really doing really good. It's really sad, like, because there's I mean, it's just making it very clear now that there is no hope. I wish it was raining. Till today, I always imagined that funerals only took place in the rain. But instead, oh shoot. Instead, the sun is shining bright, and the cool spring breeze comfortably wafts between the assembled onlookers. I find it weird how I never had an issue with clicking the wrong mouse button, but now today I am. A sea of sad faces in their best clothes, soft sobs from children who are yet capable of understanding what has happened, which is very true. Mournful adults shaking their heads and repeating platitudes about how it was life taken too early. Here I am, waiting silently for the hearse to arrive. Dad stands next to me, dutifully shaking hands with everyone that comes to offer condolences. He thanks them, but I know what he's thinking. He would give all he had to be anywhere else in the world. Mom is trying to contain herself, but her constant sniffling tells me the truth of the matter. People from my class and school stand around nervously, not sure, knowing what to say to me. They roll out the truth they've seen on TV. Sorry for tropes, not truths. Sorry for your loss. She's taken too early before her time. There's nothing I can do. Sorry, if there's something I can do. Sweet nothings from time of crisis. For me, I'm furious. Furious that Michelle put me here. Furious that I was powerless to stop her and now she's now on the loose, probably making someone's life else's hell. Furious at the serpent for throwing me in a situation. If only I didn't leave my phone at Max's house that night and let the serpent go around his business. I would have been clueless as the rest of the people gathered here today. There's a whole lot about that whole opening the box cat syndrome thing in this book, I will say. Especially towards the end here, where it's like, his sister's death, if he didn't confirm it, those people, no one would have known their lives until the news hit and everyone knew about their, like, if no one told them, they wouldn't have known. Um, freaking here, where it's talking about him and Michelle and stuff, like, and him, if he just didn't go back, if he didn't see it, it would have been like nothing happened, quite literally, even no matter what the serpent's doing. So there is undertones here, and I'm sorry for being inept at being able to properly explain it, but those are the undertones. I just don't know the word to describe what I'm thinking. I would have been as clueless as the rest of the people gathered here today, but I'm not. Everyone else here thinks that about today as a end of a tragic accident, but I know the truth now. I can't tell anyone. Natalia was murdered in cold blood. Murdered so that a psychopath could taste a ghost. There is suddenly a shift in the crowd, and I look towards the cemetery gates. Unmistakable shape of a hearse is winding its way towards the chapel. My heart stops. Thought I was ready for this, but I'm not. I want to run into the rolling field of green dotted with gray haystone. But I stand fast. This isn't my day. It's Nat's. One more goodbye before the dark dawn. Take a deep breath and try to remember what the funeral director told us. The hearse will arrive here. They will move the casket onto a trolley. The crowd will have a chance to write their last farewells on the outside. Then we can carry her to the chapel. Mom opted for cremation. She couldn't bear the thought of her only daughter rotting away in the ground. We all say a few words, and then that'll be it. I subconsciously feel for the folded paper in my jacket pocket. I tried to write some words down last night, but I couldn't think of anything that seemed worthy of the occasion. It was too much pressure. How are you supposed to say goodbye to someone you've already known? I secretly hope the hearse never arrives and I don't have to speak. But my wishes don't come stop time. The hearse is soon upon us, slowing as the crowd parts to let it through. The rumbling engine stops. For a moment, there is no sound from the cemetery. A few sniffles break the tension, and the undertaker's light from the vehicle, solemnly opening the back door to reveal the tiny, white cast coffin. Smaller than I imagined. I can't picture Nat crammed inside, but thankfully I don't have to see that. The undertaker skillfully removed the casket and placed it on a wheeled trolley and positioned Nat at the door of the chapel. Ladies and gentlemen, before the service, the family would like to invite you to write a final farewell message on the coffin. There are markers available here. It will begin in 15 minutes. Hearing such a loud voice after the whispers of the crowd is a bit of a shock to me. Ah, I didn't even do the speaker voice, whatever. The funeral director then passes a marker to my father. He pauses for a moment before scribbling on the white veneer of the coffin. His writing is barely legible. He passes the marker to my mother, but he places a hand on the coffin, his chest heaving as he tries to maintain his composure. Mom scrolls, "Wait for me," on the side of the coffin, and passes the marker to me. I can't think of what to write. My emotions are too turbulent to be coherent. I quickly scribble, "I love you, always, my little sister," and hand the pen to the next person waiting. As we step back, the crowd descends on the coffin. Soon the right surface is a colorful montage of farewells, in-jokes, and doodles. Some of our friends laugh through tears as they write secret messages that only they would understand. I want to yell at them to stop desecrating my sister, but my mom holds my hand. "Be back. Everyone grieves in their own way. You don't have monopoly over your sister." Let my shoulders sag and scan the crowd. Almost everyone from Nat's class is here, except one obvious exception. I'm not sure how I would react if Michelle shows her face here, but I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't let her leave alive. Take a nervous breath and decide to focus on the task at hand. Some of the older relatives have already started to file inside the small chapel and take their seats. There clearly aren't enough seats for everyone. I guess that's the advantage of dying young. You still have enough friends to pack out a funeral. I remember when my grandmother died, and apart from us, the only other guests were residents from her nursing home. They were all bussed in. Service provided by the home so that no one was alone at their final goodbye. At the end, death comes for us all. Uh-oh. The crowd outside begins to thin. Pall, pallbearers take their position. I stand opposite Dad, his face contorted by pain and grief. Oh goodness. Well, I've already said it, but like the whole with them offering the funeral service so they don't die alone, that there's people there. Um, it really just goes back to it. Like if no one else is aware, it never happened at all. Clearly, doesn't want to do this. Okay, we're going to lift on 3, 1, 2, 3. Clumsily lift the heavy coffin up on our shoulders, and the undertakers remove the trolley. I'm sorry, guys, it's about to come back up. Once you click it wrong, you can't unclick it, unfortunately. With the coffin against my face, I can read more of the messages. I avert my eyes. I don't want to feel anything anymore. But the messages deep into my brain, I realize how little I knew about my sister. I'll say this of this art. I wish this coffin matched what they were writing on. Because isn't this... Yeah, this is what they were writing on. It should be a white coffin with the messages. It would be a little bit more coherent like that, but that's nitpicking. Her friends. Uh-oh. Her dreams. I've overcome with desire to simply sit with her for hours and ask about her world. But now, I'll never get the chance. Gentlemen, let's proceed. We all start to shuffle together, letting the weight of the coffin settle on our shoulders. The ground shakes as we take our first steps. I'm not sure if I imagined that or not. We quickly settle into a rhythm as we move into the chapel. The crowd stands and turns its faces. The thunderclap rolls harmlessly over the cloudless sky. I try to ignore the weight I'm lifting and leering faces. Bile rising in my stomach. It feels like the earth is shifting on the ground. I noticed it's getting darker, I think. Yeah. The sounds around me filter through my head, bypassing my mind. The whimpering of the crowd. The dirge playing over the chapel sound music. A distant swell of water. Suddenly a klaxon cuts out the solemnity of the service. I look at the funeral director leading the procession. He turns his back to look towards us. Thunder and sloshing rises in crescendo, and the funeral director's jaw drops in shock. So I'm taking it the serpent revealed himself in the end. Also, don't go away. There's still a little bit more after this, but um, Yeah, I guess the serpent decided to show itself finally and just mass attack everyone. I don't know. Gosh, dude. This is like the second story in a row that I'm doing. That is just it hits. It hits pretty hard. Something a decently well written story where you actually get emotional impact, like emotional connections with the characters and that. It hits when you notice the undertones of the story where someone attempted to put it together. It hits pretty hard. Ask someone give me a SITREP now. Sir, the dam burst around mid-afternoon. We didn't start getting reports until the flooding reached Windsor. They thought it was a normal flood, but the river rose much faster than ever before. We managed to evacuate most of them, though, but they're here. The fire chief surveyed the flooded dam behind them. Turbulent flows of the water were throwing up a light fog in the area, making it hard to see. Here, they had no chance. It would have been like a tidal wave. Any idea what we're looking at? Police set their chopper up, but they couldn't see anything. We had teams up and down the river all night looking for anyone that might be left. The whole valley was flooded. It would take weeks for the water to subside, let alone assess the damage. So the whole town, the fire chief removes his helmet, averting his eyes from the commander's gaze. How many? Hard to say. But near early estimates are over 20,000. The entire floodplain has gone in a flash. We even get a call. Debris and bodies were washing up all the way to the coast. So in the end, the serpent got what it wanted. I'm pretty sure mythical creatures and stuff, when you read mythology, they hate it when these kind of things are blocking their paths and stuff. So this is disrupting the home of the serpent. So I would see it would make sense for the serpent to want to destroy this and flood it and make it its home again. That's kind of what happened. It's a nightmare. And the press, we're keeping them away. They know, of course, but we don't want them to see. There's no point in that. Their helicopters will have seen much more than our guys by now. But keep them away from here. What about the hospital? The fire chief simply shakes his head. Damn it. All we can do is wait until the water subsides, yes. Look for how fast that flow's going. One step in that mess, you're gone. Right. I'm sure there's an intrusion going around this flow. Get a camera crew up here. Post some pictures as soon as you can. I don't want anyone else dying trying to get an Instagram photo. Sir, found someone. The simple teams jump off as a shocked by electricity. An unexpected survivor amongst the chaos. Years of training snap into place, displacing the horror of the disaster before them. They part to let Gurney pass through the ranks before converging behind it. Multiple teams jump in the action. An ambulance is brought up to the floor, throwing the doors wide open. Bring 'em here. Are they conscious? Barely. She's stumbling around beside the floodwaters. Seems dazed. Shocked. Let me see her. Can you hear me? Oh! Of everyone that survived Natalia? I thought it would be Doug. Small figure can only stare off in the distance, but her blinking shows that there is at least some sign of life. You're safe now. Can you hear us? Tell us your name. The figure shakes her head gently, unable to. Get her in the ambulance. We have to look at her. The paramedics guides the small figure into the gurney towards the ambulance. Get this off you right now. It's warm in here. The paramedic removes her jacket, placing it at the end of the gurney. Looks like it's been a rough day. You want to talk about it? I've done it. Done it. I saved them all. They do. Are there others? Sure, there might be others. Another jolt of electricity runs through the wire team. The rescue workers heard the news that there may have been other survivors. Oh no. Everyone, form up stars, search. There might be others. Save them from that monster. Okay, darling, lie down. You're safe now. We're all safe. Because I saved us all. We're losing her. Someone help me in here. So, Natalia decided in the end that the only way out of this mess was to end everyone. Because, I mean, it's kind of like what was the smaller scale incident of this earlier where they weren't known of until after their death. Now they are. She's in her mindset, she made it that it'd been better if they existed in history if they've never existed at all, and therefore saving them from the serpent. But in a way, it feels like they just did. In the end, they just they achieved what the serpent wanted. I mean, this is a mythical creature and all that, and he didn't kill those kids, even though he could have. And the dam was broken, and his river was restored, so the creature got exactly what it wanted. And oh gosh, there's a lot of really dark undertones in this about the whole concept of what's the value of living if no one knows what you've done and everything, and also like the whole cat in a box thing, like it's not true until you confirm it. And no, this has been a rough read. But this is chapter 1, and there's a chapter 2, so I hope you'll stay around for that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, well, for now, that's it. Bye bye now.